Hunting Edge is garbage. Hunting Edge might just be the worst attack in Rise.
Stop it! Cut it out! Cut it out!
Hunting Edge sometimes can be pretty damn awesome. Welcome to the best Hunting Edge build. Okay, look. This is, a project. We'll call it a project that I have been working on because, look, it might be absolutely awful as a Silkbind attack, but it is fun. Leaping into the air with a great sword, doing a slam down big attack, yeah, that is neat. It's just really bad. The damage is just really bad. It's finicky to aim, it costs 2 wire bugs, and it's competing with the best, arguably, switch skill slash Silkbind attack in the entire game with Adamant Charge Slash. A move that gives greatsword, reach, immunity to knockback, huge damage, combos in to the Rage Slash, activates all of the Valstrax set, and generally is just a wonderfully perfect addition to the kit. So why give that up? Why indeed? What am I even doing? Okay, look, so let's talk Hunting Edge. So you press it, you pause a moment, leap at the monster. If you connect, you'll spring back into the air for a charged attack. And granted, this isn't that much more effective than just leaping into the air normally and doing a normal aerial attack, but there is a few advantages to using it. Firstly, though, the big one is the down stab, the Sword of Damocles drop. This is great. Normally you can't charge it, but after a Hunting Edge you can. And this is 3 meaty hits. Well, relatively meaty. We'll get to that. So this is the focus then, capitalizing on this unique property that Hunting Edge can do that you can't recreate anywhere else. That's what makes sense. So, there is a few more advantages to consider here. Number 1, it's a Silkbind attack, so it can get the Silkbind boost ramp-up skill for plus 10% damage. Okay, cool. You don't need focus because you charge pretty quickly in the air and you have all the time in the world to do it, so that gives us more offensive build space. Okay, cool. You don't need Wirebug Whisperer because of the fast recharge. Despite using 2 bugs, as long as you keep 3 in your arsenal, which you can do fine by just using the ones around the map and bringing a cat along with Summon Endemic Life, you can use it plenty without having to really wait. So again, for a Silkbind attack spammy set, not having to use Wirebug Whisperer gives us even more space for offense. So that all comes together to make something, alright? Okay, look, let me show you the numbers here. In the current best greatsword build, a fully charged downward Hunting Edge stab hits for 300-ish damage. That's quite nice. It's 3 times it, that's 900, but obviously that's on a crit. That only happens half the time. In this build that I'm about to show you then, it hits for, well, 312, which is more damage, and all the time because it's got 100% affinity. So that's a significant improvement that we have got here. And it's also, yes, elemental. Look, I know, but the reason that it's elemental is twofold. We need to use a weapon that can get Silkbind boost. And so on that front, we have a grand total of 3 options. Thanks to our friendly Golem Blade, which can get Silkbind boost, we can transfer it to either the Rathian Greatsword for some poison, the Gerardus Greatsword for some water, or the Rathalos Flamesword for some fire. Now, against anything not weak to fire, just use the Rathian and the poison will do fair enough. For everything else, Rathalos is the way to go with its hefty amount of fire. And the reason this is really good, the reason this works out is, yes, the Silkbind boost for 10% more damage, but that downward triple stab on Hunting Edge has an incredibly potent elemental motion value. Now, the motion value is how much of your damage you will do on an attack. So if you have a motion value of 0.5 and you hit for 100, you'll actually hit for 50, half 0.5. Fairly simple stuff. On that plunging thrust, that downward stab, for your raw damage, well, you're only going to be doing 45% of it, so a fairly low motion value. Element, though, you're going to be doing 1.5 times your element value, which is absolutely hefty. So essentially, thanks to a combination of Rathalos, Fire Element, Silkbind Boost, and Hunting Edge, we essentially become the Rathalos and rain fiery death from the sky.
Fire scorching the earth rains down from the sky.
And, you know, that's neat. So, then, the build. It, of course, is the Rathalos sword, along with a few little neat extras. Because we don't need focus, because we don't need Wirebug Whisperer, we essentially have got max attack, max crit eye, the weakness exploit, the crit boost, just a very standard offensive package along with the fire attack, and it works really, really well. A bit of speed sharpening, you don't really have sharpening problems, but it's the best use for the spare 1 slots. The maximum might is just a extra that my talisman brings. I'm using 2 attack and a 2 slot, nothing crazy. I imagine you might have better and can actually finish attack yourself, and getting that 5% extra fire damage from the 1 Teostra's Blessing is also a neat little extra. So all this comes together to, yeah, make quite an effective build for just spamming Hunting Edge, stabbing downwards, and doing the best that you can. Now look, I'm not going to tell you that it's crazy, that it's amazing, that it's the new best way to play, but it is decently effective. It takes me like 10 minutes to kill Valstrax, 10 minutes to kill Chameleos, right? Not the fastest, certainly, but it's not like it's achingly slow, and the benefit here is, yes, you get to fly through the air with a great sound, bounce off the monster, and have some really cool moments. And that's the thing with Hunting Edge, it does give you cool moments. It does feel fun to be charging that stab, hovering above the monster, the anticipation for that downward destruction. It does genuinely give some really cool hunting beats to play off, and I, for one, am very much all over that. So, yeah, is it worth using this? I mean, if you want to have a bit of fun, is it better than Adamant Charge and normal Greatsword? Of course not, but it is certainly entertaining, and it is shockingly more effective than I ever would have expected it to be when I first stepped out to do this experiment. I've had lots of requests to try and make Hunting Edge work, and this really is the best I can do. It at least is a build, right? It is a build, and that's, you know, that's more than some experiments get to. Let me tell you, there is like hundreds of ideas and concepts left on the armory floor that didn't make it to a video. So, you know, go Hunting Edge! Alright guys, let me know what you thought of that. Like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.